If you are a travel influencer or someone who wants to get into the travel influencing world, then I'm sure you want to know what are the ways that tourism boards pay? Where is the money coming from? And how are these creators getting paid specifically from tourism boards? And that's what we're going to go over in today's video. Now, before we jump in, I just want to give you guys a quick little 5-second, okay, maybe a little bit more than 5 seconds, but rundown on myself and our experience in this space so that you know, like, this woman knows what she's talking about. So I actually come from the brand side. I've worked on tourism board accounts on the PR side. I have paid creators for influencer campaigns, for content. I roll with some of the most influential travel creators in the world. I see what they get paid. We are friends. We share information. We help each other. So this video is coming from my personal experience of what I have paid creators. It's also coming from information some of my friends have told me because I see how they're doing it, as well as creators in the Sidewalker Daily community, because there's so many travel influencers. And I've also gathered some facts from some of my other PR friends who also work in the travel space and telling me how they are paying creators. So all of this is true facts, y'all, okay? We have seen tourism boards pay for these next 12 things that I'm about to share with you. So let's go ahead and start off with a very obvious one, something I myself have paid for, which is photography. I have paid travel influencers for photos. The brand needed that, right? They needed a total revamp. So when I did pay for photos, though, I do want to be just very clear, at least in my experience, photography is one of those spaces that it does have to be high quality. You'll hear me talk a lot on this channel about UGC content and like quick videos. That's different than photos, okay? Like I want them to be good. And oftentimes this is a variety of different types of photos. I paid for underwater photography. I paid for drone photography, landscape photography, really things that show the destination, not you. I don't want those close-ups of you like having the best life. You can be in it, but I really want it to be about the destination and making sure that the destination shines and is the focus of the photography. I've also paid for video clips, oftentimes high-res video for the website of a specific tourism board. And remember, sometimes tourism boards, they get this content and they distribute it to their tour operators. They distribute it to hotels. They distribute it to the media. They create spaces on their website for the media to have access to these types of clips and these types of videos. So videography, oftentimes, again, underwater, drone videography, videography of the destination that really highlights the destination. Sometimes it's just been videography with nothing else, like videos with no music or no editing. I just wanted the raw footage. There's been times where we wanted edited videos. So it's like, here, give me a 2-minute edited recap of the destination. And those are all things. But again, video is something, content in general is something that you're going to see tourism boards pay for because it's content that they need to also give to their third-party sites. We also saw a tourism board recently, partners with a lot of conferences or a lot of meetings, and they provide them those assets. So they need fresh content, video and photos to provide to other vendors. Now, the video doesn't always have to be like high quality, high res, all of that. It can also be vlog style, which is, again, now we're talking getting back on the phone, a little bit more handheld. We're seeing tourism boards pay for vlog style content, whether it's on short form or long form. Vlog style really shows that creators' experience in the destination. But funny enough, again, not to be like a total hater, but not everything that you see is what you think it is. So like oftentimes when you have vloggers doing their vlog, they're very specific and strategic. The tourism board will say, I want to see these 5 things in your vlog. Make sure you show our food scene. Make sure you show what to do, adventures, where you're staying, right? Now, that doesn't mean it's inauthentic. It's just show these certain messages within the vlog style content. So we are seeing tourism boards pay for that. Tourism boards are paying for other types of content like blog posts. I think we always kind of get mixed that content has to be photos or videos. And while that is true, we're seeing tourism boards also pay for blog content. Now, what do I mean by that? It could be sponsored content for the blogger to post on the blogger's page, right? Or it could be, hey, can you write for our blog? Can you create itineraries for our blog, our country's blog? We want you to go on this destination and create a 6-night itinerary and then give it to us so we can post on the blog post coming from you. So remember, when we're talking about blog posts, it's not always posting on your page, but could also be for the tourism's page to post on. Now, of course, there's the social media posts, the sponsored posts, where a tourism board pays a creator to create, whether it be that vlog style or a day in the life or any type of video, but to go on the influencer's page. That is obviously where I see a lot of my friends posting that type of content. The tourism board is paying them to post on their page, right? And that is very, very oftentimes how you see bigger influencers monetize. But funny enough, I recently had a client. She worked with a tourism board, and I think she created about 15 videos for that tourism board, for the tourism board to post on their page. So it's still a social media style content, but this was more that user generated. And let me just tell you, she made a lot of money from that. They wanted 15 videos. Can you imagine how much she charged for that? So it was a quite nice deal, and she didn't have to post any on her page. Some of my friends who are bigger influencers, they've told me they haven't done UGC. It's mostly them posting on their page because they're the ones with the audience. But you'll see if you're a smaller creator, leaning into that UGC side is oftentimes how you are going to get paid. We've seen tourism boards pay creators for social media takeovers. What does that mean? The influencer goes on the tourism board's page and says, hey, I'm going to be taking over this account, stories say. And then they're going on their Instagram account and saying, hey guys, I'm going to be taking over, I don't know, visit Puerto Rico stories. Go ahead and check it out so you can see what I'm doing. Now, the interesting part about a takeover is that the creator or influencer is not posting it on their page, right? You're saying, hey, if you want to go see what I'm doing, head over to that page, right? And it gives a little bit of that exclusivity. You have to go ahead and jump over to that page to see the content. We're seeing tourism boards pay for that. We're also seeing tourism boards pay for live streams. You know, having that influencer say, hey, I'm on site, I'm taking your questions. What are some of your top questions about this destination? And influencers are charging for live streams, right? They're charging this fee to do, you know, a live stream. Maybe it's at the hotel or at the national park or whatever they are. They're going to include that in their proposal when they're working with the tourism board. Now, if you're all like, oh my God, this is exciting, I want to do these sort of things, and maybe you're not sure what to charge, or you're just a little bit like, how do I take that next step? So there's two options for y'all. You can come to one of my next free live trainings. They're free. They're going to give you the base level of how to kind of get started, outreaching brand, what to say, you know, how to really stand out in this market. So that's a free training. I'll include that link below. Or alternatively, if you want to kind of work with me one-on-one, that's something that I can help you too. I can help you come up with your rates. I can look at your media kit and just make sure you are all set before you start pitching these tourism boards so that we can get you paid what you're worth. And it's probably a lot more than what you're actually charging. I've seen it many, many times. So the link to work with me on a one-on-one is also below. Now, one of my friends recently told me that she makes a killing licensing her content to tourism boards. So every year, the tourism board has to come back to her to renew the content, right? She only gives them a year license. So every year she just keeps getting more and more and more, and they keep coming back for more. So that's also a really great way that we're seeing tourism boards pay, because they are paying on that yearly basis to said creator because they want to keep using the content. We've seen tourism boards get aligned with big travel conferences. Anytime you see a conference, oftentimes the tourism board is coming. They may or may not have an ambassador where they are paying an influencer to host a specific workshop. Funny enough, I think when we think of tourism boards too, we always think of like big countries or big states, and you don't think about like the local tourism boards. But a lot of times, if a tourism board like a local city is doing, I don't know, a workshop for small businesses, they will pay an influencer to come and teach that workshop. This has happened to creators in my community where that local, you know, business bureau is like, come, we want you to teach a session on this or a workshop on this or talk about sustainability or whatever. So we are seeing tourism boards also pay creators for workshops and speaking gigs. Now, obviously, big money is in bigger campaigns. They're not the one-off posts, but that's when you're kind of doing a full-on marketing campaign. So we are seeing creators land those brand deals as well. Those are obviously in the higher figures. Those are brand deals that obviously probably include a specific hashtag or specific branded content. Again, another creator I worked with, the tourism board hired her and her family, but she didn't even have to shoot the content. She jumped in as talent. And she did have to post it, but the tourism board brought their own videographer, their own photographer, and they took care of the content side to kind of relieve that stress from the creator to have to shoot with their family, but they jumped in as talent. So when you're thinking about monetization as a travel influencer, it doesn't always have to be you shooting the content as well. It can be you showing up as talent. We are seeing a lot of those type of deals as well. I've had a lot of brand colleagues pay for giveaways. Sometimes tourism boards, again, the smaller ones, are trying to grow their followings or trying to also get more people on their page. So a giveaway is a great way to do that. And it's a great way for a creator to kind of sell that in their package, right? So like if you are going to a tourism board and you're like, here are the extra add-ons, right? A giveaway is a nice thing to add on because chances are their page is going to grow and their page is going to benefit from it. And they're willing to pay for those sort of add-ons. I've also seen a lot of tourism boards pay creators to kind of support their local vendors. So like local businesses, local hotels, local restaurants. And they obviously are paying the creator to kind of go and create content, but more at the local level. And sometimes those local companies are able to use it. Again, those are things that are all kind of worked out, but it's not always at the state campaign or the national level. It can sometimes be very local as well. And then of course, we see this all the time. They're paying creators for just regular travel accommodations. People always ask me, Nina, what should I ask for? Should I ask for the whole trip comped, me at a +1, just pieces of it? It really depends on you and what you're looking for. I recently had travel influencers. They just needed the rental car. They just needed support from the tourism board for the rental car. And they wanted some extra perks and things of that nature. So again, you don't have to always go in and charge for like this big thing. There may be things that are also beneficial to you based on your itinerary or what you're working on or what you're looking to do. So there's always different things that you can kind of pitch to a tourism board and see if they're interested in it. And hopefully this video gave you a bunch of ideas. Now, like I said, if you are pitching to any tourism board for a press trip and you are trying to work with tourism boards and going on their press trips, that's something we can definitely help you with. And we also have a free download, you guys. It's our press trip etiquette form. It's going to help you kind of just, again, know what to do, know what not to do when you are on a press trip with a government agency, a government entity. You want to make sure you are on your best behavior, and this free PDF is going to help you just be professional as well as reliable. So go ahead and download that. You guys can access it in the link below. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video about all the different ways we are seeing travel to influencers get paid by tourism boards. Okay, these are all the ways that I have seen. Let me know in the comments below if you've gotten paid in a different way. There's always new things popping up, and I will see you guys in the next video.